If lately money feels heavy, like a stone on your back, you are not alone. Inflation keeps rising. Housing prices move like rockets. And salaries, they increase barely. Most people are not bad with money. They're just trying to survive month to month. And there's one important thing I want to say. Personal finance is not a straight line. It's a journey of changing modes. From survival, where you just need to get through this month, to growth, where you start to have options. And finally, to freedom, where money begins to work for you. Today, I want to break this journey into 3 stages: your 20s, your 30s, and your 40s. Each stage has practical milestones, not to pressure you, but to help you see where you are on the financial map. Your 20s are like building a survival system in a game. You don't need the best gear, you need the right gear. And the real superpower of your 20s is not a high salary, it's time. Time is what turns compound interest into magic. You invest early not because you're smarter, but because you give money more time to grow. A small habit in your 20s can be stronger than a late breakthrough in your 40s. The first milestone is understanding and practicing the 50-30-20 rule. 50% for needs like housing, food, transport, and bills. 30% for life, enjoyment, and experiences. 20% for your future, paying off debt, saving, and investing. If you can't reach 20% yet, that's okay. The real goal is knowing where your money goes before asking why nothing is left. The second milestone is your first $1,000 emergency fund. It doesn't sound like much, but it protects you from falling into debt when something goes wrong. A broken car, a medical bill, a lost phone, reduced work hours. An emergency fund is financial oxygen. Without it, one small shock can make you panic. The third milestone is starting to invest for retirement, even in small amounts. 500, 1,000, even less is fine. The real goal is not the amount, it's the habit. Every month, you pay your future self first. Let me tell you a quick story about Michael. He's 24 years old, average salary. He used to swipe his credit card because this month felt tight. Then he did 2 things. He built an emergency fund first and set up automatic investing with a small amount. Not because he was rich, but because he didn't want a small crisis to ruin an entire year. Then comes your 30s. This is the decade when life throws everything at you. A home, children, career pressure, and sometimes parents who start to need help. If your 20s were about building the foundation, your 30s are about building immunity. The first milestone in your 30s is eliminating consumer debt except for a mortgage. High-interest debt is like a parasite. It drains your cash flow every month, right when you need money the most. You don't need to blame yourself for past debt. Everyone gets stuck sometimes. But from your 30s on, the goal is to heal it completely. The second milestone is growing your emergency fund to 6 to 12 months of expenses. In your 30s, risks are bigger, and they no longer affect only you. This fund gives you calm. It prevents fear-based decisions and buys you time to choose better options. The third milestone is aiming for retirement assets worth about 3 times your annual income by the time you reach 40. This number is not here to shame you. It's a checkpoint, a way to see if you're on track and to adjust early if needed. The biggest psychological test in your 30s is lifestyle inflation. A raise feels like good news, but if your bills rise with your income, you stay busy without ever becoming free. Don't turn a raise into higher expenses. Sarah is 33. She got a raise and almost bought a new car. Then she paused for 30 days. She lived like her income hadn't changed. She used the extra money to pay down debt and increase her emergency fund. A few months later, she said something very real. I feel less afraid of life. That's a sign you're leaving survival mode. Your 40s, for many people, are the peak earning years. If your 30s were about holding the line, your 40s are about breaking through. Not by working harder until you burn out, but by giving money a bigger role in your life. The first milestone is aiming for about 6 times your annual income in retirement assets by the time you reach 50. It sounds large, but your 40s come with advantages: more experience, better earning power, and if the foundation is solid, compound interest starts pushing you forward. The second milestone is optimizing taxes and diversifying income. You don't need 10 jobs, but don't rely on just one. A simple model is a main job, long-term investments, and one suitable side income. The goal is resilience. If one source fails, you don't collapse. The third milestone is reaching financial momentum. This is when the monthly growth from your investments becomes larger than the amount you personally contribute each month. When this happens, something changes. You're no longer pushing the cart alone. Money starts pushing with you. And now, my favorite part: walking away money. Money that gives you the power to leave, not to show off, but to say no to a bad boss, a toxic environment, or a deal that drains you. For many people, the first $20,000 doesn't buy lifetime freedom, but it buys choice during critical months. It's never too late to start. Small, consistent actions always beat a perfect plan that stays on paper. Where are you right now? In your 20s building the foundation? In your 30s building immunity? Or in your 40s breaking through? Leave a comment and tell me where you are and what milestone you want to reach next.